So in the last couple of weeks, we've had a few incidences of people doing some frankly stupid things in well-known crocodile habitats. And there is a few people, including Bob Irwin himself, who have basically put forth that we should be bringing in harsh penalties for people endangering themselves in crocodile habitat. And I agree. And in this video, we're going to share with you a couple of reasons why. So stick around. So as I said, crocodiles have surfaced again in the media lately. The first incident that happened that got worldwide attention was a bloke north of Cairns who basically set up a camera at the end of a boat ramp and filmed as he stripped down to his bathers, walked down a boat ramp next to a crocodile warning sign, hopped in the water, was grabbed on the leg by a crocodile before his dog was subsequently killed, and the crocodile was then unfortunately shot. On top of that, we've got another case of a young bloke in North Queensland who basically filmed himself jumping off a cliff into a river and promoting the fact that, the river was full of crocodiles. Now, as a result, there's a few people who have basically put forth this idea that we should bring in penalties for people basically acting recklessly in crocodile habitat. And while some people might say, people should be responsible for their own actions, there is a few good reasons why, and these are some of them. Number one is that we already have lots of laws controlling how people interact with other animals in a similar sort of manner. For example, there is huge fines in Australia if you take your boat too close to whales, swim too close to whales, or approach seals on the beach and things like this. These are to protect the animals. On top of that, there's laws saying you can't feed cassowaries, you can't feed dingoes on Gari or Fraser Island. These laws are in place to protect people and also to protect the animals. So really, the rules that we're proposing, people want to bring in to reduce people messing around in crocodile habitat, is a matter of consistency. Reason number two is that while I totally agree people should be responsible for their own actions, the reality is they aren't. And we acknowledge this by having laws about all kinds of things that don't affect other people but prevent you putting your own life in danger. Like why you have to wear a seatbelt driving. If you crash the car, it doesn't affect the person in the other car, it affects you, but you are still required by law to wear a seatbelt. And really, this law proposing to fine people for acting recklessly in crocodile habitat would be no different to that. And lastly, number three, is that this is potentially one of the biggest things we can do to protect crocodiles and reduce human-crocodile conflict. Of course, doing what I do, I am all about. We should educate rather than regulate, and we should try and teach people the appropriate way to act. But cases like this show that we can educate until the cows come home, but some people simply don't want to learn. They don't want to listen. One of these cases, as I said, was a bloke walking past a sign warning people about crocodiles. If people don't want to learn, they're going to act anyway. And unfortunately, the crocodile's the one who pays the price. Now, I do want to point out that I'm not for a moment saying that people shouldn't get out there and enjoy these places. You see, some of those beautiful parts of the country are in crocodile habitat. But with a little bit of common sense, some research into croc-wise behaviour, things like this, we can certainly go camping and fishing and boating in these places where crocodiles live in a safe manner, which is done by hundreds and thousands of people every year. It's just the people who are recklessly endangering themselves that we really want to be addressing here. Of course, with this in mind, I don't think it replaces the educational component. We need to continue teaching people, locals and tourists alike, how to be responsible in crocodile habitat, how to be croc-wise in croc country, and hopefully that message gets through to the 99% of people, stops people endangering their lives. But for that 1% of people, we need to legislate. We need to protect crocodiles. We need to protect those people from their own silly actions in some ways. And it's the best thing that we can do. And it's consistent with other laws we have around the country. It's not such a big deal. Now, there is, of course, something you can do. There is a current petition going to basically bring in regulations or penalties for people endangering themselves or acting recklessly in crocodile habitat. And I'll put a link to that petition in the description and share a link on our Facebook page. So if you could do a couple of things for me. The first is, if you could sign that petition. As I said, we'll put the link below and on Facebook. If you could share this video, the more people that sign this, the more likely we are to regulate to protect crocodiles from people. And if you could like and subscribe to the channel, because there's lots more wildlife content coming that I promise is generally far more upbeat and positive than this. But other than that, guys, thank you very much for listening. We'll put out some more positive stuff soon, I promise. But other than that, be nice to wildlife, guys. Be sensible around our animals. Have a good one and take care.